how I used AI to make the artwork for South End Kids. All right, let's get into this. So I used a program called Midjourney, which is a text-to-image AI program, and it operates through Discord. So start by opening up in Discord, and the way it works is in Discord, you type to the Midjourney bot, and you start by putting like /imagine. And then it gives you a space for a prompt, and you put in your prompt of what you want your image to be of. And so I chose cell phones and broken hearts, which is a line from the song that I thought sort of represented it. When you type in your prompt, it returns 4 images for you. And from those, you can choose one of these options at the bottom here. There's 8 buttons. The U buttons are for upscaling, so making a higher res version of it, and the V buttons are for making variations of them. So it returns you 4 images that are of like sort of different styles, different looks, whatever, and then you can make variations from those ones. So for these first ones, I liked image 1, which is this top left one, and image 3, which is the bottom left one, and so I did variations on that one, and so I got a few more here. And so for this, what it does is it returns 4 images of the sort of the similar thing, but with little variations on each of them. And then again, from there, you can make variations on those ones as well. So this can go on for like, you can go pretty deep with this, which I did. We're going to get into that. As you can see here with this other one, we got an image that was basically close to the final result, just sort of different colors. And I wasn't really too happy with the colors of the red and the gray and stuff, so I wanted to keep experimenting. So what I went for the next try was I went the same line again and added in this S750, which means stylized 750, which the higher number means it's going to be like a bit more stylized, which means it's sort of like further away from your original prompt, but still in the same general vein. The bottom left one's kind of similar to the top ones, but these other ones are significantly different. Well, not significantly different, but different enough. And then I was still experimenting a bit, so I tried with the Niji filter, which is like makes it anime. Nothing I really wanted there. And then I started thinking, like, okay, what colors are the songs? So to me, the song was always like the colors of like purple and gold were kind of what I thought of when I thought of South End Kids. So I started going with a yellow color here for this one. I was getting some results I like. As you can see, this bottom right one is sort of kind of close to what the final one was. And then again, I tried the anime filter again, and this was just... Midjourney's got a thing where like it likes to put people into pictures, and often women. And so I guess this is what I got when I tried it with the anime filter on that one. None of those were what I was looking for. Kept trying, experimenting with that a bit more. Again, nothing really turned up. And then I was just... You got to kind of try a fair number of different options before you can sort of find one that you like. It's kind of, you just have to... You can't really try to get a certain thing. The AI is going to just return random weird stuff, and you have to find the one that you like the most. And so we get to this one here, and as you can see, by this point I've added in the purple to it, so you've got yellow and purple, and the 750 stylize. And as you can see in the bottom left here, we've got one that looks very similar to our final one, and I think I did do some variations on that one. And then we started to get this look where it's like kind of breaking out the wall and got the heart in the phone and something like. And I knew at this point I was kind of on the right track for what I wanted for the artwork. And then I did experiment with some of the other ones as well. I kind of wasn't, I was just trying some other stuff too on this variations, and none of these ever really turned out the way I wanted to. Tried some other ones as well. And then at some point I also tried some where I was getting some more like realistic looking results. And there were some interesting ones in here, like this top left one. I think I did some variations on that one too. But again, none of them really were representative of the song the way that I was thinking of. And then I decided at one point, I was like, maybe we should go for a sort of a painting look. Because I know with the Inundated album artwork, which I also used Midjourney for, I had made it look sort of like a painting. So I was like, let's make this a theme. So I kind of put this painting part into the title. And then we started to return some that had sort of more of like a painting look to it, like brush strokes and whatnot. And again, this is sort of just experimenting with different things and trying variations. And then finally, this bottom left one here, we finally get one that's like this. This is, I think, the actual origin of the actual album art. This is the one where it all started, and it kind of goes from here. And at this point, I knew, okay, this is the one I want, but I need to get it to looking like the way I want it, because it's not exactly what I want from here. You can see the heart's a little misshapen, and there's like some red paint that looks kind of like blood almost. I'm like, I don't really want that in my image. So then it was a lot of experimentation and variations and just finding which ones are like closer to what I want. The ones that have like, less blood in the image maybe, or the heart is more properly shaped, or the cell phone looks better. Like some of these are, like this one in the bottom left here is a big bar on the bottom of the cell phone, which is like kind of unrealistic. Like not many cell phones have something like that on it, unless there's like a button down there. And so, yeah, this is, as you can see, a lot of experimentation with trying to find one that made the most sense. And yeah, some of the ones with these, like the blood started to get a little bit more present on some of them, and definitely moved away from those ones. But as you can see, we were getting closer to what the final image is. And I think at some point here, we hit the final one. It took a lot of experimenting and a lot of trial and error and variations until I found the right one. Finally with this one, yeah, I think this one in the bottom right here is the one that basically became the album cover. So I think then this is the one as you can see, I went and up-res that one and made a high-res version of it, which there we go here. Once I had this, I'm like, okay, this is the album artwork. This is the one I want to go with. I downloaded this one, and then I took it into another AI upscaling program, one that can do up to 400%. And then with this one, you basically you take your image and you drag and drop it into here, and then you just hit start, and it would up-res it if I hadn't already used all my free ones. And it returned an image for me, which was this really nice high-res version of it. But as you can see, there's like, because the AI, the way it works is it scrapes the internet for all images, it ended up like putting a little watermark thing at the bottom here, which is like a watermark or signature of like no one in particular, just like that's most people sign their photos or whatever artwork in the bottom right. So then I had to take it into Photoshop because I had to clean that up. So I brought this into Photoshop, and then all I did on the bottom here is Photoshop has a spot healing tool. And so you take the spot healing tool, it's like a paintbrush. You just kind of make it the size you need it to be, and you simply just paint across this down there. Boom, it's gone. Simple as that. So I did that, and then the last step, of course, was to get the text on there. There you have it. That's how I create the artwork for South End Kids using AI. It's a pretty simple process. It's not, just one hit of a button, you're done. There's some work to do in iterations and whatnot, but you're able to create something you can use as your album artwork. And it's a pretty fun process too. All right, thanks for tuning in.